Hey guys, okay, I want to quickly talk about a few things about how I've been prepping, where I've get my masks, and what you can do to be a less hospitable host to a virus. First things first, lately been getting my masks at Target, target.com. They let you buy 3 at a time, max. And that doesn't make for $25, which is the minimum purchase. $35 if you want free shipping. So my suggestion is that you go to target.com and you figure out other stuff you normally buy that's competitively priced, put it in your cart, save it for later, and then when the N95s do become available, you can pull the trigger really quick and buy yourself some masks. And that's what I've been doing when I've had the opportunity. And 3M's business philosophy is local for local. So they, the masks they make for the U.S. are the ones that are sold in the U.S. Masks that are sold in China are made in China, things like that. So it's just the overwhelming demand that is making them sell out. But I think eventually they'll get them back in stock periodically. So if you're worried about that, you can. Also, if things get really bad, you're going to want a sealing pair of goggles that will keep any kind of virus droplets out of your eyes. You know, it could be a swim mask that seals. If it can keep water out while you're swimming, it can, you know, this is for some kind of drywall or woodworking or whatever, but just a sealing pair of goggles will work. Okay, so that brings me to my next point on if you have to, if everything gets quarantined and you have to stay at home, you don't want to be caught undersupplied. And so for the last few weeks, I have basically been buying the sort of long tail food that I normally eat on my restrictive diet. Gluten-free pastas that I pressure cook. Eden brand like pinto beans. Those beans are pressure cooked in the can. And so they're toilet paper, medicines I don't want to run out of, you know, the natural cough medicines and homeopathics, or other things for my husband, or anti-diarrheal medication, things for a first aid kit. And those are also things you can put in your cart at Target to buy with your masks. You know, I kind of want to mention also that if things get really bad and quarantined, you are going to want to stay at home. That is going to be the healthiest thing, because even if you had a mask for every day, the people around you will not have a mask for every day, and you're going to be risking something. Everybody that coughs is going to be suspect. You know, people could have had the virus that sat at your table a half an hour before you did. So you're going to want to stay at home. You don't want to be underprepared. You don't want to freak out over it, but you just want to be mindful. The last thing I want to bring up is that you want to make your body not an open door welcome mat place for a virus. And so I do the plant paradox, and I noticed that when I stopped eating lectins, I had a lot of health benefits. Besides not having foot pain anymore and not having arthritis pain, I really didn't get sick much. And it's because those lectins are sticky proteins that allow viruses to stick to your cells more. And so if they don't have the ability to do that, they're probably less likely to get into your cell. So I highly recommend not eating lectins or reducing the lectins in your diet. Also, I just put up something on my Facebook page last night that talks about COQ10. It's obvious now to people that the more acute cases, I mean, unless you're a healthcare worker and a doctor and you're getting hit by this huge viral load, it's the elderly with pre-existing conditions that are getting a lot of acute illness and pneumonia. And so I found a study that talked about elderly people who got community-acquired pneumonia. COQ10 helped them recover faster, and that makes sense because COQ10 helps. It's in the process of cellular respiration. So anything that will speed up oxygen and make it more efficient, especially if you're getting less of it because your lungs are inflamed, anything that makes the process of oxygen getting to the last part of the cellular respiration process, you want that. And so, and another study that I found that was also concerning, and it makes sense why there's this comorbidity thing going on, is that statins are antagonistic to vitamin K. COQ10 has a similar shape to vitamin K, and what winds up happening is that people that take statins, and I am not saying stop your medication, okay? I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that statins can interfere with how your body uses COQ10, or your ability to produce it. So you may, if you talk to your doctor and it's okay, you may want to supplement with COQ10. And, that could be very helpful. So that, ditch the lectins, and most likely if you have a good vitamin D level, that will probably be very helpful too. And good probiotics, because good probiotics help make the tight junction proteins in your intestinal wall. And that's very, very important to keep bad stuff out. So, okay, so now you know where to get the masks. You want to think about what you would need if you need to stay put. And there are going to be some times that you need to go out and you may need this mask and maybe this goggle if it got really bad here. Hopefully it won't. There's a lot of space in the US. In other countries, in Asian countries, there isn't maybe necessarily as much open space when you're out on the street. But there's a lot of open space here. I mean, and one of my dear friends who's herbalist and acupuncturist, his mom came over here from China a couple years ago. She was here, and that was like one of her comments. It's like, where is everybody? The streets are so empty. So I think there's probably less opportunity for transmission in that way. But don't over worry about things, because I gotta tell you, I had my face in my phone for like 2 or 3 weeks straight, low level, thinking about this all the time, watching what was going on in the world about the coronavirus, and it made me sick. It did. It was just like, that stress was the tipping point. Even though I thought, I'm being really balanced, I'm just trying to stay up to date, and I'm going to prep this a little bit, and I'm going to think about that, but I was thinking about it all the time. I got sick, then my daughter got sick, now my husband is sick. So you don't want to create what you fear, okay? There's that saying, what I fear I create. You don't want to do that. Don't worry yourself into being sick. Be sensible, take the precautions you can, pay attention, don't freak out if you can't get a mask right away. Just face it, everybody is wearing a spit catcher that I see. Most people aren't wearing N95s. Most people are wearing spit catchers. I see pictures of people all over the place. President of China wearing a spit catcher. Although if you are sick, it does make sense to wear a mask. I have a K-pop mask that I wear if, which I did when I got sick. I wore a mask so that I wouldn't get other people sick, which is something I think I'm going to do for the rest of my life now. If I get sick, I'm going to wear some kind of mask to hold in my germs, because I don't want to get somebody else sick that might have a really bad health problem that I don't know about. I don't want to get a pregnant woman sick, anything like that. So this has really taught me to be more responsible. Not just cover your mouth when you cough. Wear a stinking mask so you don't breathe a virus like droplet out of your mouth and have it hit someone, and then they've got lowered immunity and bang, now they're sick because of you, even though you didn't think about it. So that's about it. Stay well. All right.